never expected to get it. With Harrison Ford, you know, in a film by Peter Weir, Hollywood movie. I remember I heard about it in New York, and I left the meeting, and I was walking on air. I thought, I've cracked it. I've cracked it. I'm a Hollywood film actress. You know, and the exact opposite happened. You know, the film got sunk without a trace, and I was completely back to square one.
Although Mirren didn't find instant career success in Hollywood in the 80s, she did find the love of her life, director Taylor Hackford, whom she met when working on his film White Nights.
Helen came in for a read, and I would say the reading was not exactly what I would call love at first sight, because Helen was sitting in the office and she was steaming. In other words, she had come on time and we were late, and she really had an attitude of disdain, let's call it. Cut to the chase, I cast her in the movie, and when we were working on White Nights, there was inevitably an attraction. Of course, we both had trepidations about violating that professional line, but sometimes it's too powerful, and in this instance, it wasn't fleeting.
Is that difficult to suddenly start falling for your director? Does that make life...
I'd never, ever, before that, ever had a relationship with a director. It was a complete no-no for me, you know. It's like, you just don't go there. It's not a good idea. You know, it just had to be with Taylor and I, so it was inevitable.
You were together for many years before you finally got married. Why did you wait so long? Do you mind me asking that?
Not at all. I never wanted to get married. And Taylor had been married twice before, so I think he'd sort of had, you know, maybe let's not go there.
No need to rush, yeah.
And I certainly was I didn't want to get married. I'd never wanted to get married. Marriage wasn't my cup of tea.
Why not?
I couldn't see the point. I still can't quite see the point, except I do love being married, no question, love it.
But bizarrely, it does sort of change something, doesn't it?
It does sort of change something, definitely. And in my case, for the better. I was frightened that it wouldn't be for the better, but it is.
Back on screen, marriage was a less successful prospect in Peter Greenaway's The Cook, The Thief, his wife and her lover, with Mirren as the wife seeking solace in the arms of another man to escape her violent husband.
Let me ask you about working with Peter Greenaway, because The Cook, The Thief, it's like looking at a painting at times. It's just such a beautiful
Well, he
film.
directs like a painter. When that film came, it was a big success when it came out in New York.
There's an interesting slip. But it is a sexy film as well, in a bizarre way.
Success. And for a while, any restaurant in New York, I could get a table like that. Anyone who worked in the restaurant industry loved that movie.
Yeah.
You're a credit to women. You could show these young women a thing or two nowadays. You could teach these young men a thing or two, eh? Take Mitchell there. Now, on second thoughts, don't, because he's a crude little bugger.
She's so good, Albert. How comes you haven't got any kids?
Kids? Who needs kids? Who wants kids?
Well, we all fancied her. And when she's among a group of men, they just become ridiculously molten. They just lose it. Is my experience of her. It's not like a pretty girl movie star nonsense. In a really genuine sense, she disrupts the sort of neurons, you know. Men do fall apart a bit. As a consequence, she rules the roost. When she steps in, she's in control, is my thing. She's not bitchy or domineering about it, but she just does control the room.
Oh, Gina! What the hell are you doing in here? Gina?